I'm back with the very versatile Janome Combi here. As you can see, we've got the sewing machine here, but if we raise the little turntable lever here, we've got the ability to use the overlocker, as you may have seen in the previous video where I did an overview on this machine. This machine though has a problem where if we plug the power in here, apply a bit of power to the machine, and not a lot happening. Tries. You can hear the motor spinning there, and that's a sure sign of the belt slipping there. So whether the belt's actually worn and needs replacing or whether it just needs adjusting, I'll take a wee look at that in a second. But yeah, you can see that there's no go there. And if we swing around to the overlocker side here, switch to overlocking, we've got a similar situation there. So let's take a wee look in the side here and see what's going on. I can see something funny going on straight away, where this cover here is actually rubbing on the top of the hand wheel. Let's just whip the cover off here and take a wee look. Just turn the machine off. And maybe this cover here is causing drag on the hand wheel. Okay. Turn it back on. Yeah, it's definitely better, but I still think that belt's too loose, so we need to get in underneath here, or maybe even through the side. I can't quite remember now, but we'll take the side panel here off and maybe tip the machine back and take the base off and take a wee look. The machine needs servicing anyway, so I'm going through that process. Let's have a wee look in behind this cover here. Oh yeah, these things are heavy. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. No, we can't get to it from there. I've got to take the base off, tip it back on that there. Okay. This is the turntable here. And that's quite a nifty design. This pops out and allows the whole machine to turn on this, or to pivot on this here, and then you lock it down like so, and then the machine touches down on these pads here. Anyway, we can slide this cover here off. These are sort of keyed, if you like, so you don't have to take the screws right out. You just loosen those, slide it across, and it just pops out. Little slotted holes there. Oh, the motor is down in here. I'll take this base here off just for so we can get a better look in there. So the first thing to do will be to have a good look at this motor belt. Now it's probably going to be a little bit difficult to get this on camera properly, but I'll try. Yeah, you can. That's the motor belt there. It's right up in there, and I can see that it's too loose. It's miles too loose. But I need to check the condition of it. I'll have a closer look at that off camera. I can't quite see from this angle, but I'll check the state of that belt. The other thing to check for is oil contamination. So sometimes if people get a little bit overzealous with the oiling, it can contaminate the belt there and cause it to slip there. But that definitely needs tightening. Thankfully, Janome did make it quite handy to adjust the motor belt tension. Just remove these two little caps here. And you'll see there that the there's two Phillips screws there, and they're going through slotted holes, so all we have to do is loosen those two screws, and they are extremely tight. Ooh, yeah, that's okay. More grunty screwdriver needed. Okay, big guns here. This is actually an impact driver. I don't think we'll need to use it as an impact driver. I'm just using it because it's got a nice big fat handle and get a really good grip on it. Ooh, yeah. Yep. Someone in the Janome factory had their wheat bix that morning. Plenty of wheat bix. Oh, no. Yep, got it. Gee. Didn't have to use the impact, but I was getting pretty close to having to. That's those two undone. And now you'll see this motor is free to move here. So I'll take the slack out of the belt there, and then I'm just going to provisionally tighten these screws here, and I'll check that belt tension there. Belt tension is one of those things that's really hard to convey on camera. It's a lot to do with feel. You really want to have the belt tight enough to drive the machine efficiently, and but not too tight that it's going to strain bearings and things like that. So I'm just having a bit of a feel there, and there's a little bit of slack there. It's not too tight, so I'll go ahead and tighten those screws back up there. And luckily I had some wheat bix this morning, so I'll be able to get this tight. If you're wondering what the thing is about the wheat bix, we have a breakfast cereal here called Wheat Bix, and I think in the UK they call it Weetabix, but it's basically just compressed wheat into biscuits, sort of, well, they're not really biscuits either, but they're compressed into a rectangular shape. And you know, the saying goes, if you had your Wheaties, that you're nice and strong for the day. So make sure that's tight. Okay, that's tight. Check the motor belt tension, feels good, no worries at all. Now with a machine like this, you can see here that the electrics are all nicely covered. There's no real risk of electric shock if you leave this cover here off temporarily, just for testing. Oh, you also need your wheat bix to lift this thing. Ow. No, there's no chance of electric shock in this area either. But I certainly wouldn't use the machine without these covers on. But I'm just going to temporarily plug the machine in. Looking better. I'll just hold back a little bit on here. I'm not going to completely stall the machine or the motor. If I do stall the motor, it's for a very short time. I'm just clamping on here a little bit just to see how much torque and power that we've got here. So you can hear the motor pulleys slipping just slightly. That's under full power. Okay, you don't want to do that for long. It will heat the pulley and the belt. But just a quick short test like that, and it seems to be running smoothly. So that's that problem sorted. So yeah, there's not a lot of wear and tear on that belt at all. It's in pretty good condition. You can also see there where the hand wheel was actually scraping its left paint behind there. It was scraping on the top of this here on the cover. So when I put that cover back on, I'll make sure that it's at the right height. I would say that when the cover's been put on last, it's just been done up where it sits, which is down on the hand wheels. I'll lift that up and screw that mounting screw back in there, and we've got a nice bit of clearance around both sides there. finishing touches here. Put the little caps back in. So yeah, if you haven't seen my overview of this brilliant little versatile machine, I'll leave a link in up here somewhere, and I hope you found that helpful, and thank you very much for watching. And I'd also like to say a very big thank you to my patrons on Patreon, helping to support the channel, and thanks very much for watching.